This hour begins in West Africa, in west of the continent of Africa, where the Nigerian police force has officially invited the 16th Emir of Kano, Muhammadu Sanusi II, for questioning in relation to a clash that occurred during the recent Eid al-Fitr procession in Kano. Reports say that the invitation follows a deadly incident that occurred on Eid Day as the Emir's entourage moved from the Eid prayer ground to the palace in a traditional procession. The clash, which marred the otherwise peaceful celebration, led to the tragic loss of life of a vigilante member, Suraju Rabiu, and left one other injured. Security agencies had earlier placed a restriction on Durbar activities during the Salah period due to safety concerns. Now, despite the directive, Emir Sanusi reportedly led Durbar processions and paid a visit to the Kano government house, attracting large crowds. However, the entourage were in cars as against the traditional horse ride. Earlier, our correspondent Emmanuel Bagudu joins us for more update.
Invitation should happen within Kano and not the Federal Capital Territory, as the invitation is showing, which is actually showing some kind of, bringing a lot of mixed feelings. A lot of supporters from Muhammad Sanusi II believe that it's an attempt to withdraw, to remove him from the Kudu Palace and then replace him with Aminu Ado. That is what they are saying, because they suspect, they believe that is a move by the federal government. They believe that is a move by the people who do not like Muhammad Sanusi II to become emir. So I believe it's an intentional attempt, or rather an indirect attempt, to remove him from office. Yeah.
Still on security matters, President Bola Tinubu has vowed that those responsible for the deadly attacks in Plateau State will face severe punishment. He condemned the killings in Ruwi, Horti, Tade, Manguna, and the 4 communities where gunmen launched brutal assaults, leaving many dead and homes destroyed. The president extended his condolences to the families of the victims and assured Governor Caleb Mutfwang of his full support in restoring peace. Tinubu urged affected communities to cooperate with security agencies and share information to help apprehend the attackers. In the meantime, Plateau State Governor Caleb Mutfwang has condemned the recent wave of violent attacks in Monguna, Joshua, and the 4 communities of Bokos local government area of Plateau State, where many homes were razed to ashes and lives lost. In a press statement, Governor Mutfwang urged victims of the attacks to exercise restraints and avoid reprisals. News Central's Chizoba Nyongwe gives an update from Jos, Plateau State.
In recent months, Plateau State had witnessed some level of relative peace, giving rise to socio-economic activities coming back to life after a long time. However, attackers on Wednesday struck multiple villages where land disputes between Muslim Fulani herders and mostly Christian farmers are known to descend into deadly violence, killing many people in 5 communities of Bokos local government area of the state. While at the Plateau State Police Command for details of the incident, I was told they are yet to brief journalists. However, Commander of Operation Rainbow, Brigadier General Gad Jeshipi, retired, condemned the act of violence.
A lot of communities have been razed and some casualties have been recorded. The exact figures are not yet concluded, because up till now we are still undertaking operations to determine the total extent of casualties. But we have definitely recorded some, and in a very gruesome manner for that matter.
Efforts to visit Bokos was unsuccessful, as security experts advised otherwise for safety reasons, except for security personnel.
There are some people that just instigated this for their own selfish reasons. We are all aware that there are people who benefit from insecurity. And I think the peace we've enjoyed all this time has put their business at a standstill. Gladly, the security agencies have made some very important arrests that are helping us to unveil what has gone wrong. And at the appropriate time, when the investigations are completed, you will also be informed.
while security personnel remain on the ground to ensure that there is no further breakdown of law and order in Bokos local government area of Plateau State. People are expecting that they will still do everything possible to ensure that there is no reoccurrence of such an incident again. From the headquarters of Operation Rainbow in Jos Plateau State for News Central, Chizoba Aniowe.
Well, let's now bring you some political stories. 2023 presidential candidates from major political parties are intensifying their calls for urgent electoral reform ahead of the 2027 elections. The People's Democratic Party's Atiku Abubakar, Labour Party's Peter Obi, and Peter Ame, the National Secretary of the Coalition of United Political Parties, have all voiced strong support for comprehensive changes to the country's electoral system. They argue that such reforms are vital to ensuring the integrity of future elections and are critical to the success of ongoing national coalition negotiations. As the 2027 elections draw nearer, opposition leaders are rallying together, pressing for the amendment of existing electoral laws. Atiku Abubakar, through his media aide, Paul Ibe, emphasized that reforms are necessary to uphold the credibility of the electoral process. Meanwhile, Peter Obi, represented by Tonko Yunusa, National Coordinator of the Obedient Movement, also underscored the need for reforms aimed at improving the election process. Now let's talk about Anambra politics, where Nicholas Ukachukwu has been declared the winner of the All Progressives Congress Governorship Primary election in Anambra State ahead of the November 8, 2025 governorship election in the state. In a keenly contested primary election, 4 aspirants, namely Johnbosco Onunkwo, Valentine Ozigbo, Edozie Madu, and Nicholas Ukachukwu vied for the votes of the 1,630 delegates. The election was conducted by APC Electoral Panel Chairman and Cross River State Governor Bassey Otu under tight security at the Professor Dora Akunyili Women Development Center, Awka, the Anambra State capital. The chairman of the electoral panel announced the results, revealing that 1,582 delegates were accredited, 1,582 votes were cast, and 26 votes were deemed invalid.
But before he goes back, let me wish him the very best in this outing. And I think one of our colleagues have congratulated you. We had Edozie Madu, who scored 8 votes. Please accept those because that we so will clap for all the We have Johnbosco Onunkwo, who scored 26 votes. We have Valentine Ozigbo, who scored 67 votes. We have Prince Nicholas Ukachukwu, who scored 1,455 votes. The past were for me as chairman of the Primaries and the chief joint officer. I hereby declare Prince Nicholas Ukachukwu, who has scored a total number of 1,455 votes, the winner of this particular round.
My brothers that ran with me, you are all wonderful. The capacity, the engagement, the fire itself, all of you are winners.
Three political parties scheduled their gubernatorial primary elections on Saturday in Awka, the Anambra state capital, ahead of the November 8, 2025 election. News Central's Chinwe Ogele, who covered the exercise, brings us details.
One after the other, the delegates chosen from their various wards line up for accreditation by the party officials to be certified to vote. Once the process is over, actual voting begins and then the counting of the ballots. Throughout the time, the delegates and officials watch with keen interest, with no disruptions or violence.
We are conducting the governorship primary for who is going to be our flag bearer for November 8th governorship elections in Anambra State.
The delegates, as you can see, they are well behaved. Accreditation is going on smoothly, and we are not envisaging, there's no cause for alarm.
We are prepared. You see, all the local governments are here, all the delegates are here, showing you the enthusiasm of the people to elect somebody that will carry their flag.
After the counting, the mantle of flying the party's flag falls on George Moghalu.
That George Moghalu is hereby declared winner.
I think it's a fair process as far as this activity was concerned.
In the full glare of INEC officials present, he receives his certificate of return from the primary committee chairman, who gives a fresh charge to the delegates.
It's much more how much you go home. And I charge you today that this election, we will do all we can, to win it come November 8, 2025.
Speaking shortly after, George Moghalu expresses his determination to win the November 8 gubernatorial election in Anambra State.
After which we have to go to work. We have to go to work to sell our message. We have to go to work to let our people know why we are actually seeking for power. We have to go to work to sell the Labour agenda that is designed for the benefit of the people of Anambra State. We have said in and out of our rooms that we want to bring change. And that change starts from tomorrow morning.
Stakeholders and delegates at the primary say they are confident that their party has a candidate with the capacity to win the incumbent governor.
So by this, I think I have confidence that we're going to win the election.
Despite recent turbulence within the party, the Labour Party in Anambra State has weathered all odds to go into this process with no report of any parallel primary held anywhere in the state. In Awka for News Central, Chinwe Ogele.
Our correspondent, Chinwe Ogele, who covered the primaries in Anambra, now joins us to give us more update. Chinwe, tell us, what is your assessment of the primaries held in Anambra State yesterday?
The assessment would be that the three polling parties that held the primaries were able to conduct a voluntary exercises across the three locations where the exercises took place. It was more visible at the Labour Party than primary yesterday, and I would tell that it was quite a moment that because a lot of people had anticipated a kind of violence given the issue that had recently. And not such things as flexible. And really, all protesters so they did makes you think that so today that wasn't much of the disturbances that were but then we're able to take control of the places that had left. And go out in the field.
Well, Chinwe, we can barely make out what you're saying, Chinwe. We'll definitely reconnect with you later. Apologies about that. I will take a break now. When we come back, we'll tell you how NDLEA intercepts cocaine hidden inside suitcase walls. Details of this and more after the break. Stay with us. Thank you for staying with us. Now, the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, NDLEA, has intercepted cocaine hidden in the walls of several suitcases. The agency's Director of Media, Femi Babafemi, shared the news on X, posting videos of the confiscated contraband. He expressed concern over the smugglers' extreme efforts manufacturing the drugs within the suitcase linings with surgical precision. Babafemi noted that while the operation required significant resources, NDLEA operatives successfully uncovered the hidden narcotics. According to the video released by the agency, officers were slicing through suitcase linings to remove the hidden cocaine. Edo State Governor Monday Okpebholo has vowed to lead a major infrastructural transformation in Edo Central Senatorial District with a particular focus on Isan land. Governor Okpebholo made the commitment during a special reception held in his honor in Ewato, located in the Isan Southeast local government area on Saturday. The event came in the wake of his recent victory at the Election Petition Tribunal and was organized by philanthropist Lemon Ikbea. In a statement issued on Sunday by his chief press secretary, Fred Itua, Governor Okpebholo expressed his gratitude to the people of Edo for their continued support and reaffirmed his dedication to delivering meaningful development. He emphasized that his administration's priorities would include the construction of motorable roads, providing clean water, and reducing travel time throughout the state. The governor also took time to visit the ongoing medical center project in Idumuase Ewato, a facility generously donated by Dr. Ikbea, where he toured the site. Despite the state of emergency in Rivers State, economic activities continue to thrive at night. News Central crew explore a major hotspot in the capital, Port Harcourt, to bring you this report. Take a listen.
It's been days since the declaration of state of emergency in Rivers State by the president, and we've gone around the state.
We've been to schools, we've been to the mall, and nothing has really changed.
So we decided to come out at night to see if activities have actually changed or is changing at night. And we are here at
Abacha Road. Well, this is the hub of Nightlife in Port Harcourt. And we're here to see if anything has changed.
Abacha Road, one of the busiest thoroughfares in Port Harcourt, is a bustling hub of commercial activity. Hotels, supermarkets, bars, and restaurants line the street, catering to the needs of the local population and visitors alike. James, a manager at a prominent supermarket on Abacha Road, shared his perspective on the impact of the state of emergency on his business operations.
Customers are coming. My market is my market is booming. You understand? So nothing affects. Understand? Nothing affects.
However, John, a local barbecue vendor, acknowledged a slight decline in the customer traffic due to the arrival of the sole administrator and the state of emergency.
Many people know bring out money. They think ahead of what's going to happen.
Ladies, how are you doing?
Similarly, night workers, bar owners, and electric goods sellers echoed the sentiment that economic activities continue to thrive, although with some fluctuations.
They are becoming, but not as before, like that.
Everywhere is scanty. People want to respect themselves by being at home.
Let's say that the sales of drinks and the sales of food, will I say it dropped? That's the first day that the order was made on the stage. The first day we didn't have more sales, everywhere was quiet. So after that day, the business boosted back.
And they see customers, yes.
Do they still pay like they used to before?
Maybe not.
While the state of emergency has undoubtedly brought about changes, There are concerns that inaccurate narratives are being circulated about the situation in Rivers State.
My family is in overseas. They are calling me, are you safe? Are you safe? I said, I don't know about you. I don't hear anything, no shooting or anything. We're just doing our thing. No problem here. So you Nigerians in overseas, here is safe. Port Harcourt is safe as usual.
The nightlife, just the way it was before the election and after the election, everybody's happy, everybody's moving well. Don't mind those media, political media antagonists trying to blackmail Rivers State.
One notable challenge faced by the community is the increased presence and occasional harassment from security operatives.
There were enough of military personnel here yesterday, like 3 vans or 4, more than that were just here.
The police became more emboldened. They've been coming out here almost every time. They stop most of the people that hang around here. You understand what I mean? So that has actually reduced night activities in GRA.
As the night falls, the Bassey Road remains a hive of activity, a vibrant symbol of the resilience and determination of the people of Rivers State.
Government will have to do something, as in maybe shorten the state of emergency so as to revive the live activities in Port Harcourt.
Despite the challenges posed by the state of emergency, economic activities continue to thrive and residents remain optimistic about the future of their beloved state.
Concerned residents of Rivers State say vital infrastructure, including streetlights, have continued to deteriorate, plunging communities into darkness and fueling fears of rising crime rates. Now, the breakdown of essential services has sparked widespread anxiety among residents who are calling on authorities to take swift action to address the issue. Our correspondent, Biola Festus, has more.
It's dark and the lights are out. This junction, the popular location road, is gradually becoming a hotbed of illicit activities. Passers-by now tread cautiously, constantly looking over their shoulders, fearful of potential threats lurking in the shadows.
Before 10 o'clock now, you will see here will just be dried. So they are not helping the matter. They should just help us. We need light. So that when you are walking on the road, you will know where you are going. When anything wants to happen, you will know exactly who is behind you. As you can see, everywhere is dark.
We have not seen street light all this while. When the road is lonely, it attracts what we don't understand. And people will be walking on the road and looking back right center just for them to find their way out. But it's like a trap at night like this. So for that, we want our government to help us.
I don't know who is ahead of me and who is behind. So I will always be scared of going out late at night. When you called me, I was scared of coming back. That's how it has become. But before, when you have the street lights on, you could see your neighbor and who is where she or he is.
2 weeks into the emergency rule in Rivers State, marked by the suspension of key officials, the state's infrastructure is starting to show signs of neglect. Notably, the effectiveness of essential services like street lighting has begun to deteriorate, underscoring the need for swift restoration of order and governance.
It's very, very dangerous to drive in the night because of these criminals, most especially all these under the flyover. So lights need to be on there so a driver can see far. You know, when there is light, these boys will not come out and do anything because the light will be showing their face. So that is more reason we need light so that Rivers people can be safe and properties can be safe.
Given the rapid technological advancements, traditional diesel-powered streetlights may no longer be fashionable, especially in a large urban center like Port Harcourt. Rather, modern energy-efficient and sustainable lighting solutions, such as solar-powered or LED streetlights, may be more suitable and encouraged.
Light is very, very essential in every society, most especially
urban area like this in Port Harcourt here. I'm suggesting, but let it be the type of solar that is empowering itself. You know, like most especially this Abaro, they are powering it with Lister.
With the lights out, there are growing concerns that the Maiwan flyover, notorious for its history of bag snatching, robbery, and sexual assaults, among others at night, may descend into further chaos if urgent action is not taken.
If you don't have lights, it will build insecurity. Somebody can just hide by the corner and penalize you. Close to you, you won't know because there's no light. But if there is light, if somebody is coming close to you, you will see him. So we'll urge the sole administrator to revive it and let there be lights. They should light up Port Harcourt.
This is a popular location junction in Port Harcourt, Rivers State. Now the street lights have been out for some days now. This is not just peculiar to this location. It has been like that in several other places in the city. According to what we gathered, this is as a result of the change in governance. Now, being at this point, you have to be on guard. I've got my bag strapped to my back because I was told earlier that if you are not at alert, your belonging may be snatched from you. In Port Harcourt, for News Central, Biola Festus.
Thank you, Biola, for that report. Now, the Minister of Works, Senator David Umahi, has carried out an inspection tour of ongoing repair works on key bridges in Lagos. During his visit, the minister assessed rehabilitation efforts on the 3rd Mainland Bridge, Eko Bridge, and Carter Bridge, 3 of the city's most critical transportation links. The repair works, which are focused primarily on underwater components, include the piles, pile caps, and other parts of the substructure that are essential for the stability and safety of the bridges. Senator Umahi expressed satisfaction with the progress made so far. The minister expressed concerns on the state of the 3rd Mainland Bridge and Carter Bridge.
We have inspected the 3rd Mainland Bridge, what is happening below the deck, awarded to Julius Berger, the Carter Bridge too, and we are satisfied with the work they are doing. I can say that the work on 3rd Mainland Bridge is about 50% completed, and that of Carter Bridge is about 70% completed. But something to worry about is a repair work like what is going on in the 3rd Mainland Bridge and Carter Bridge. They have to, repair the pie caps and the cover to pie caps that have deteriorated, they have rusted, the rusts are exposed, and some of the piers, what you call columns, the rusts are also exposed, and they are a very big problem, so we are going to arrest that very, very quickly. And part of the problems of 3rd Mainland Bridge and Carter Bridge on the pie caps, is that the salt water has found itself about 10 cm into the pie cap concrete, which means that it is just a question of time. It will start to attack the reinforcement.
Borno State has witnessed a significant boost in its agricultural sector as wheat farmers in resettled communities commence their harvest. Now, this year's harvest is expected to be one of the largest in recent memory as farmers reap the fruits of months of hard work in Baga. News Central's Umari Kirawa completes the report.
An aerial view of one of the wheat farms in Baga town of Borno State in the Lake Chad, an area previously inaccessible due to insurgent activities.
Here is one of the largest wheat farms in the Lake Chad. And with the harvest season in full swing, wheat yields are reported to be higher than anticipated, promising to provide a means of livelihood for many resettled families, a renewed hope for food security and possible export.
da muka zo muna taunan bohol kuma sai muka ga cewa lalle wannan abun da ake din da gaske ne ba da wasa ba, sai muka yi kokari muka kutsa muka shiga ciki kuma alhamdulillah kwalliya ta biya kudin sabulu.
Ai da mutum bai sai zuwa nan bai, yanzu gashi mun zo yanzu ga shi za a je har can za a je a abin da kaga alhamdulillah lamarin tsaro sai dai su ma jami'an tsaro din ya kamata su ƙara ƙarfin gwiwa
ya ne kam lartin dai na garin karama lartin da ne lewa alai sudura isu taman lewa ba da tarzu alai kamanda ya ndera lewa sudura isu lartilan barin da abin kan dan da boye koyo kamaro ande de dir kamaro kam doi na languzuna bare da isu da zuna da shinkafa la mai ba ko na shinkafa grade kam dundiye dena.
The Borno state government has played a crucial role by providing free combined harvester services to ease the harvest process, ensuring a smooth and efficient collection of crops.
We are expecting 2.5 tons per hectare in this. And you can see, through the wisdom of His Excellency, even the combined harvester we're using for free for the farmers. It will cost a farmer way over 30,000 to harvest 1 hectare of wheat. What His Excellency is doing for free, because he wants to stimulate food security, he wants people to come out and farm, resilience building, job creation, economic empowerment, so that the era of free food will be over.
We have now fully resuscitated and revived the Baga folder project, which was abandoned for almost 2 decades. Is now fully back to life, as you can see. Everything is very okay here, as the harvest of wheat is ongoing. And since we commenced this harvest, the market price was depressed with almost 7% in Borno. If we can put more effort to revive the complete South Chad irrigation scheme, believe me, Borno State alone can contribute 20% of wheat consumption or requirement in Nigeria.
The wheat farming initiative also targets to support resettled communities and bridge the consumption and production statistics of the country.
Solar mega farm ware sai tulur barazu gwamnati so da kamar wa yakin ma fixing to do yakis suduna marma ba am san maso sanna kur kamar kuru mota ka tafila kamar sai ya indina do suduna be kamar kur karaka ta sadin.
With the promise of higher yields and reduced cost, the wheat farming industry in Borno is providing a pathway for long-term growth, contributing to both food security and economic development in the region. In Baga for News Central, Umaru Kirawa.
As extreme temperatures soar in Katsina, many residents are facing the troubling issue their mobile phones are freezing or shutting down from the extreme heat. It's a situation that many residents are beginning to face, leading them to wonder how to keep their beloved devices functional under such extreme conditions. News Central's Rukaiya Jibia completes the report.
With temperatures regularly hitting above 40 degrees Celsius, the heat in Katsina, Nigeria's northwestern region, presents a unique challenge for mobile phone users. As people go about their daily lives, their phones often struggle to keep up with the rising temperatures.
We have issues ranging from probably, say, overworking, and also issues with regards to heat. So because of high ambient, temperature, you get to have this slow kind of operation. Functionalities doesn't work perfectly as expected because of that heat.
Reports of devices freezing or turning off unexpectedly have become increasingly common. Experts say that smartphones have built-in protective measures. When the internal temperature exceeds a certain threshold, they can slow down or shut off completely to prevent damage.
Waya akwai wadda zaki so ita ba za ta taba yin zafi ba, kin gane? Akwai kuma wadda zaki so ita kuma da zahin ya dan temperature ta dan juya, ko ya kake amfani da ita to kawai za ta sa maka wacce za ta rubuta maka temperature high ta tsaya tak, wata kuma ba za ta rubuta temperature high din ba, sai dai kawai kiga tana hukin, tana tsayawa da kanta. Kuma ita ba za duk zahin da za a yi ita za ta iya daukar wannan temperature, ba ta iya samun ma'ala ba. Ita ce America, kin gane? Suwoyin America gaskiya sun yi su qualitative one. Kowane irin zahi ba zai sa wayan ya yi zahi ba, yawwa ba zai yi ba gaskiya.
Wayoyi suna yin freezing ne a lokacin zafi saboda mu nan yanayin weather ɗinmu ba irin kowane weather bane. Mu nan muna da rana mai zafi, sannan kuma yawancin wayoyin wasu na barin su a brightness wasu kuma suna barin sa a data to duk wannan abubuwan suna consuming charges kuma suke sa waya ta zafi.
This can be incredibly frustrating for users who rely on their phones for communication and important tasks.
Idan na buɗe data ne take yin wannan zafin, to idan ta yi zafin zan yi haƙuri ne kawai in kashe data in yi haƙuri da amfanin da nake yi da ita.
Many residents have developed strategies to cope with this issue.
Amma din mai amfani da Samsung iPhone, to in Allah ya so da inda yari a cikin system din zai rika fuskantar wannan matsala, kuma kowane irin series na Samsung nake baki labari ko wani iPhone zai fuskanci wannan matsalolin. Sabanin Infinix ko Tecno wanda suna yin zafin ba su yi ba, amma bai kai nau'in can ba. To ni dai kamar ni yanzu nake amfani da Android, idan sun yi wannan zafin, idan ba gida nake ba inda babu ruwa, kankara ko wani ba wanda zai sanya ta ba, to kawai sai in sanya in kashe data in aje wayan in ci gaba da hidimata. Minti 10 Allah so yayi da tunda wani ba matsala gare ta ba, yanayi ne sa ta wannan temperature din za ta sauka.
Idan ruwan yana da sanyi sosai, irin sosai sanyin ba irin normal sanyi moderate ba, within 5 minutes 3 minutes ma tana iya sauka daga wannan zafin da ta yi.
Mobile phones are vital tools for communication and information, but they are not immune to the effects of extreme temperatures. The community is learning to adapt to the challenges of the heat, including mobile phones experiencing issues, causing shortened battery life, touchscreen problems, and shutdowns, among others. In Katsina, for News Central, Rukaiya Jibiya.
Coming up, PDCI announces date for presidential candidate election amid growing political tensions in Côte d'Ivoire. We'll tell you more after the break. Join us again. Away from Nigeria, the president of Côte d'Ivoire's main opposition party, the Democratic Party of Ivory Coast, PDCI, Tijani Thiam, was notably absent from a key party meeting on Saturday, citing major reasons for his non-attendance. Philippe Kaupli-Boni, the honorary chairman of the PDCI, confirmed that the party will hold a convention on April 16 to elect its candidate for the upcoming presidential election in October. Now, the decision was made during the PDCI's political bureau meeting, which took place in Yamoussoukro on Saturday. Thiam, who is strongly supported by the party, remains the leading contender for the nomination. The upcoming convention is expected to finalize the party's candidate ahead of the presidential race.
Militants, j'ai le regret, le grand regret de vous informer que le président Thiam ne pourra pas être parmi nous. Parmi nous, pour des raisons de cas majeurs qui le retiennent en Europe.
Il est proposé une convention en 2 phases. La convention nationale élective éclatée dans 45 localités nationales et 5 pour la diaspora. L'organisation de la cérémonie d'investiture du candidat élu.
Officials and witnesses have confirmed that Burundi has shut down the Rugombo Stadium transit site, which has hosted over 45,000 refugees fleeing violence in eastern DR Congo. Now, the stadium near the DRC border has been overwhelmed by the influx caused by the Rwanda-backed M23 group's offensive, and the UN estimated that about 70% or 70,000 Congolese refugees have entered Burundi since January, its largest refugee surge in decades. Meanwhile, authorities with support from UNHCR have relocated many refugees to the more distant Rutana camp. Some evacuees have resisted, citing fears of mistreatment, while others have opted to return to the DRC. In other news from around the world, global leaders are scrambling to address the impact of fresh tariffs announced by U.S. President Donald Trump, including a 10% baseline tariff on most imports. Now, while Indonesia and Taiwan have pledged not to impose retaliatory tariffs, Israeli President Benjamin Netanyahu is traveling to Washington to meet with Donald Trump directly. Meanwhile, UK Prime Minister Keir Starmer warned that the world as we knew it has gone, emphasizing that the British government is ready to protect the economy from the tariffs' effects. Experts are concerned about rising prices for consumers, while Trump remains firm, urging the U.S. to hang tough despite market volatility. Elon Musk hopes for a future with zero tariffs between Europe and the U.S. And in the world of sports, Rivers Hoopers began their 2025 Basketball Africa League campaign with a dominant 81-60 win over Stade Malien, bouncing back from an early deficit to seal an emphatic victory. Join Favor Itwa for more updates. In the absence of that update, still in sports, the managing director of the Niger Delta Sports Commission, Samuel Obuku, has stated that the Niger Delta Sports Festival will now be held every 2 years. Hosting rights will rotate among the 9 states in the region, with the festival aimed at discovering grassroots talent to represent Nigeria in future competitions. As the event progresses, Team Delta currently leads with medal table with 32 gold, 16 silver and 19 bronze medals totaling 67. Bayelsa follows closely with 29 gold, 16 silver and 11 bronze for a total of 56 medals. Team Edo is in 3rd place with 10 gold, 25 silver and 20 bronze medals, bringing their tally to 55.
It's going to be a biannual event where people from the region will always come together, and it's going to move from state to state among the 9 states of the Niger Delta. Part of the conditions for the sports festival is to ensure that we focus more on amateur, so that these athletes can in future compete for at the federal level and the national level, representing Nigeria, both at the All-African Games and at the Olympic Games. So that is what we are trying to achieve.
Fenerbahce manager Jose Mourinho has been banned for 3 matches and fined around £6,000 after an incident with Galatasaray coach Okan Buruk in Wednesday's Turkish Cup quarter-final. Following a 2-1 loss to Galatasaray, a mass scuffle erupted with 3 players sent off. At the end of the match, Mourinho grabbed Buruk's nose, causing the Galatasaray coach to dramatically fall to the ground. The Turkish Football Federation banned Mourinho from entering the dressing room or bench for 3 official games, including matches against Trabzonspor, Sivasspor and Kayserispor. Fenerbahce, currently 2nd in the Super League, trail leaders Galatasaray by 6 points with a game in hand. Well, that's all at this hour, but before we go, here's another look at some of our major stories. We told you that police invite Emir Sanusi to Abuja over Sallah Durbar violence. We also told you that prominent opposition leaders in Nigeria demand electoral reform. Finally, you heard that Burundi has shut down Rugombo Stadium refugee shelter. Remember, you may send your eyewitness report to the WhatsApp number on the screen. Do follow us on social media. We are at News Central TV. You can watch News Central live on DSTV channel 422, GoTV channel 23, Star Times channel 274, Avo TV, and YouTube. Many thanks for watching. I'm Darshan Usman.